Thursday night football, prime time. Another big game for the Dallas Cowboys. And I think that this one, you just beat the defending Super Bowl champions, the AFC representative in the Super Bowl in the Kansas City Chiefs. But this game right here against the Detroit Lions just might be the biggest one of the year. Why? Well, they embarrassed you last year. Seriously, they embarrassed you. Tackle screens, all kinds of things. Ran up the score on you. Embarrassed the hell out of you. But this one is for keeps. Let's talk about it right here next on Cowboys.
Here we go! Yeah, here we go! Wait, take Cowboys.
Throws back of the end zone. There's
What's going on, everybody? Cowboys C3, Dallas versus Detroit. Big game, a lot of playoff implications on the line. We'll set that up for you guys here in a second. Tomorrow, Ford Field, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Dallas versus Detroit on Amazon Prime. It should be a fun matchup. Dallas coming to the game at 6-5-1. Detroit at 7-5. Dallas boasts the number one offense in the league with 3,255 yards passing, 1,462 yards rushing. Detroit has the number 3 offense in the league with 2,858 passing and 1,657 rushing. Balanced attack in Detroit, good team. That Dallas defense is out of the gutter, man. 29th in the league, 3,018 yards passing, 1,496 rushing. Detroit boasts the 14th defense in the league, 14th ranked defense in the league at 2,550 yards passing. They've given up 1,244 yards rushing. Solid football team. They've had a rough go at it this year. Lost your offensive coordinator and Ben Johnson. He's in Chicago doing wonderful things, leading the division over there in the NFC North. You also lost Aaron Glenn, who's having a rough go at it in New York, but it is the Jets. He got a lot of things he needs to turn around in New York before they can be competitive. They got a lot of things to turn around. So this week and for the last couple of weeks, Dan Campbell be calling the offensive plays, he calls plays at an aggressive nature. And he's been aggressive at some times this season that maybe have cost his team some football games, but there's been some other things that the Lions have done this season that, not Lion-esque. So Dak Prescott, 3,261 yards rushing. Jared Goff right behind him, 3,255 yards rushing, 3,025 yards passing. 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions for Goff. 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions for Dak Prescott. 955 for Javonte Williams, 1,019 yards for Jamar Gibbs. Jamar Gibbs may be the most explosive running back in the NFL, with David Montgomery right behind him, who's another explosive back, different running styles. Gibbs is more of your slasher. Montgomery put his head down and get tough yards. Excellent running backs. Both of them are excellent running backs, and the Cowboys will have their hands full with them tomorrow. George Pickens, 1,142 yards receiving. Amon-Ra St. Brown at 884 yards receiving on 75 catches. Amon-Ra is a question of whether he'll play. We'll talk about that in a second. James Houston with 4.5 sacks. Aiden Hutchinson with 8.5 sacks. And then Campbell and Murray are your leading tacklers. 117 tackles for Campbell. That's amazing. And 70 tackles for Kenneth Murray, who in the last couple of weeks has been playing probably some of the best football he's ever played in his career. This is one of those pivotal matchups where you have some things on the line that, this game could determine whether you go to the postseason or you don't. So right now, the Bears are the number 1 seed. The Rams, Eagles, and Tampa Bay are division leaders. Your wild card teams are Seattle at 9-3. Green Bay at 8-3-1, and the San Francisco 49ers at 9-4. Detroit is your first team on the bubble at 7-5. The Cowboys are right behind them at 6-5-1, and Carolina's behind Dallas at 7-6. Now, if you come down to where you start these wins and losses, you start looking at the teams that you have in common up here at the top. So Philly, you beat them once, they beat you once. You tied Green Bay. Carolina beat you already. So this is one of those games where Detroit needs to win this win to stay on right there on the cusp of the bubble. Dallas needs this win, and they need some other teams to lose, Chicago or Philadelphia, in order for them to kind of slide up into this playoff spot. And these other teams, of course, these wild card teams can lose some games, and Dallas can slide up in those spots too. But you have to look at the schedules and stuff. And Dallas has, after this game, Dallas's schedule kind of calms down a little bit. Right after this game, you get a 10-day rest before you have to play the Chargers. Then you play Minnesota, and then you close the season with 2 divisional games with Washington on Christmas Day, and then you travel to New York for the last game of the season. There are some opportunities here for the Cowboys to make some noise and possibly make the postseason after a horrific start to the beginning of the season. That is all predicated on winning football games. Dallas, they're in a position right now where their back's against the wall and they need to win out. In order to be on this screen right here, you have to win some football games. And starting tomorrow is the game that you really need to solidify yourself and win. You go to the injury report for the Detroit Lions. It's a lengthy one. Kirby Joseph with a knee, limited in practice on Monday, did not participate in practice on Tuesday and Wednesday. He's out for the game tomorrow. Khalif Raymond, ankle injury, did not participate in practice all week. He's out. Brock Wright, tight end, had a neck injury, did not participate in practice all week. He's out. Shane Zylstra, I messed that all up. Tight end, got a knee injury, limited in practice on Monday, did not participate in practice all week. He's out. There's some questionable players down here that of note. Brian Branch with a toe and an ankle, limited participant in practice, is questionable. Taylor Decker, tackle, shoulder and rest, did not participate in practice on Wednesday, limited on Tuesday, limited in practice on Monday and Wednesday, questionable for the game. Penny Sewell with a shoulder, did not participate on Monday, did not participate on Tuesday, limited in practice on Wednesday. He's questionable for the game. Amon-Ra St. Brown did not participate in practice all week, but he's still questionable for the game. And Sione Vaki, the third running back, with a thumb injury, was limited in practice all week, and he's questionable for the game. Cowboys injury report. A little bit lengthy as well, but you do have some people that will play. So Jadeveon Clowney with the hamstring didn't participate, limited in practice. Listen to Jerry talk on the radio today. He said that they'll just warm him up before the game and see how he feels. So, maybe he can go 2.5 sacks last game. Tyler Guyton with the ankle did not participate. He's out. Hakeem Adeniji, limited in practice all week. It's unspecified, so he's probably going to play. Trayvon Diggs, limited in practice all week. He will not play tomorrow. Everybody else is questionable for tomorrow. Well, questionable. James Houston is unspecified. Malik Hooker is questionable for the game, but he limited in practice. Dante Fowler had a shoulder. He limited in practice on Monday. Practice full participant Tuesday and Wednesday. Unspecified, he'll probably go. Pick, limited in practice, full practice for the rest of the week with a calf and knee strains. He'll participate in the game. Donovan Wilson, Deron Bland, Kalen Carson, Ozil Digizua, and Kevontae Turpin, all full participants in practice. They will play tomorrow night. So, Cowboys, a little banged up, but they're getting back healthy, getting back to where they need to be. Full participants in these practices and trying to get it going. So, with that being said, the depth chart for Detroit tomorrow will look something like this. And if you look on this offensive side of the ball, there are a lot of red Q's and O's going all the way down the screen. And, that's one of the things that you have to deal with at this time of the season where you're getting into the 14th week and players are banged up. So Goff will start at quarterback. Jamar Gibbs be a running back. Amon-Ra St. Brown is questionable. Jameson Williams will be your other wide receiver. Khalif Raymond will be out. Starting tight end Brock Wright is out. Taylor Decker is questionable. Coyote Awosika is questionable. Graham Gaslow is questionable. Tay Ratledge will play, and Penny Sewell is questionable. So you got a lot of questionable cats on the offensive side of the ball. Defensive side of the ball, Aiden Hutchinson, Aleem McNeil, GJ Reader, Al Quinda Muhammad. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Alex Alizone, Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, Rocky Yasin will all be playing. Brian Branch is questionable. Kirby Joseph is out. DJ Reed will be playing, and Amik Robinson will be playing. So you've got a lot of questionable guys in the secondary tomorrow against two of the best receivers in the NFL. And it has a possibility to be one of those games where the Cowboys could go in and really play some good football and maybe walk out of here with a win. We'll see. For the Cowboys lineup, I mean, it looks pretty normal. It looks, I mean, pretty much where you would want it to be. Dak, Javonte, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Ryan Flanoy, Jake Ferguson, Hunter Lemke. Tyler Guyton will be out, so Nate Thomas will get the start at left tackle. Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker, Terrence Steele, all healthy, ready to go. Donovan Azaraku, Osi Idigizua, Quentin Williams, Dante Fowler, Damarian Overshone, Logan Wilson, Kenneth Murray, Deron Bland, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hook is questionable. If not, Elijah Clark will get the start, or Marquise Bell may slide into that safety role. Kalen Carson, Reddy Stewart. I mean, your lineup for offensively and defensively, with the exception of Tyler Guyton, I mean, you're there. You're pretty healthy. You're ready to roll. It's going to come down to some very key moments in the football game tomorrow where you can win it or lose it. And I've been pretty good with these Cowboy keys to victory. I mean, I'm not meaning to toot my own horn, but I've been pretty spot on. So establish the trenches from the jump. That's the number one thing, and force 2 turnovers tomorrow. You need to force turnovers. You need to make Goff make some bad decisions and force the ball into some turnovers. And you make him make those bad decisions by making them uncomfortable. And we'll talk about that in a second. So stay balanced in your attack and establish your game plan early. Be able to run the ball from the opening whistle all the way to the last play of the game. Be able to run the football. Don't get in a situation where you have to throw the ball 50, 60 times a game. That's the Cowboys' recipe for disaster. Dak starts pressing, starts making mistakes, starts throwing in double coverage, picks start happening, guys start fumbling. It's just not the recipe for them to win football games. They need to be able to run pass mix, 50-50 mix. That makes them effective. That makes them an effective football team. That's why they've been winning these last 3 weeks. And don't force plays and limit your turnovers. That kind of goes into what I was saying with the keys to the game for the offense. Defensively, linebackers, I'll keep it there until I see it not happening again. But tomorrow is one of those games where you must fill gaps. You have to fill gaps and hit people in holes, because if you let these 2 running backs loose, they'll make you pay. So the second key to the game for defensively is keep Gibbs and Montgomery in check. If you keep them in check, you'll be just fine. But you have to keep them in check. Easier said than done. Said it before, say it again. Jamar Gibbs is probably one of the most explosive running backs that I've seen. Jesse Gardner, thanks, man. I appreciate it, Jesse. He's one of the most explosive backs in the NFL. That's just what he is. He is an excellent, excellent football player. He can run the ball out of the backfield. He can go between tackles. He can take the ball outside. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. And then once he goes out for a breather, David Montgomery comes in and he'll just ram the ball down your throat. That's how they play football. It's kind of a indication of like who their head coach is. They got a tough, hard-nosed head coach. They play tough, hard-nosed football, but they can put the ball down the field with Jared Goff as well. That's why you absolutely have to get to Jared Goff early, and you need to get to him often. If you watch them on Thanksgiving Day against Green Bay, if you can knock Jared Goff off his square, they are very, very, very beatable. Very beatable. But you got to get to him. Offensive line, a lot of questionable guys, a lot of guys nursing injuries. We have a really, really good defensive line now with Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams at your defensive tackles. As Araku and either Dante Fowler or Jadeveon Clowney. or Sam Williams coming off the edge on the other side, Overshown back at linebacker. Yeah, I mean, you've got a really solid front seven now, and they can impose their will on teams. That they've done it since they made the trade. They've done it for 3 weeks in a row. Tomorrow can't be anything different. That is really the key to the football game: is keep doing what you're doing, keep playing the way you're playing. You'll see on the screen, I've taken a couple of the explosions away from this guy, Matt Eberflus. He's gotten handed a gift in Quinn Williams, and he seems to be elevating the play, particularly the front seven of the Dallas Cowboys, to places that haven't been around this whole season. And that's indicative of leadership, going out there, leading by example, leading from the front. And it's showing on the defense. Offense has always been explosive. They get in situations where they kind of get, in a little rut sometimes, but they always seem to climb themselves out of it. And Dak is playing excellent football this season. It's an odd number year. For some reason, Dak seems to play better in odd number years. So that is the key tomorrow, is to get this thing going, get it going early. Establish yourself on defense from the very beginning. Keep this dude off the hot seat. Take a couple more of those explosions away. And the Cowboys should be pretty decent tomorrow. I look for it to be a good football game. I look for it to be an exciting football game. I look for it to have a playoff atmosphere. I look for the crowd to be super involved in Detroit like they always are. It's going to be loud. But the Cowboys can shut some of that up. And they can shut it up by just playing good football, establishing your run game, living off play action passes, taking some deep shots when you need to take some deep shots, and playing good defense. And the Cowboys have done that for the last 3 weeks. Can they do it tomorrow? I believe that they can. Anybody that has watched this show, you guys on YouTube and you guys on TikTok, every single time I have picked the Cowboy game, I've been wrong. Close with the score every single time, but I've been wrong. So if I've been wrong, I'm going to say tomorrow Detroit wins 30-20. That's what I'm going to pick. Take that, go to Vegas, do the opposite of what I said, and you'll win yourself some money. That's just how it's been all year. I mean, I picked wrong on every single game. Last year, I think I picked like 3 games wrong. This year, I don't think I've been right once. And even if I was right, like I said, the Cowboys would blow the Giants out on the second game of the season and end up being a damn shootout that went into overtime. So, take that for what it's worth. I'll take Detroit tomorrow, 30-20. Do that. So tomorrow, Motown Chris, Motor City Roy podcast, big time Detroit Lions dude, was supposed to be on here with me tonight. He's not feeling good, so he's not NyQuil'd up in the bed, but he'll be ready to go tomorrow. So what we will do tomorrow is we will go live play-by-play for the duration of the game. Me, Motown Chris, and we'll see if we have a special appearance by another guy tomorrow. And it should be fun, man, because they get each other riled up, and I just sit back and kind of giggle at them and watch this football game. But tomorrow will be fun. We'll do play-by-play for the entire game tomorrow. For everybody that's on TikTok, please go to YouTube, Cowboy Spit Podcast. Look us up, like and subscribe. I'd appreciate you, and you guys join us tomorrow too for this play-by-play. I promise you, it'll be a good time. So tomorrow, instead of doing a post game, we'll just do a live play-by-play throughout the entire game, and you'll get to see a Lions fan and a Cowboy fan and a neutral guy kind of egg everything on, man. And it'll be fun. I promise you, it'll be fun. So 30-20 Detroit, Cowboys can't keep up with the speed tomorrow, but we'll see. As long as I wink my eye, we good. Looking forward to it. I think it'll just be one of those games where it'll just be exciting. It'll be, both teams have a lot on the line. I think it'll be a really good football team, and may the best team win tomorrow. Don't know. 50-50 game for me, to be honest. It is. It just depends on which team comes out and is the most hungry. You know what I mean? Wants it the most. And it's one of those things. It's a Flock Nation. Go Ravens. Hey, Ravens have my favorite football player in the NFL right now, Lamar Jackson. He's just my favorite player. So I'm not mad at Flock Nation. Go for it. But yeah, that's my show. Got a quick one tonight. I know it's getting late for some of y'all. Some of y'all, if y'all on the West Coast, it's still early, but it's getting late here. So tomorrow, 8:15 Eastern, 7:15 here. Cowboys versus Lions. Playoff implications. Got a lot of things on the line tomorrow. Be two good football teams that are hungry to get into this playoff race, going at it, for their postseason life. And we'll see how it goes. All right, y'all. Cowboy C3. Look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys tomorrow, man. You guys have a great night. All right, peace.